I'm Nick, and welcome to the Riggin Farm YouTube channel. I just came up to our property because we needed to water the garden. Also, I heard that we might be getting our home delivered today, so hopefully while I'm here, I'll see a big truck pull in with our manufactured home. We still have a little bit of water in our IBC tote that we keep in the garden, but I supplemented that with 5 gallons of water in a cooler and 2 gallons in a water sprayer. Overall, I probably used about 15 gallons of water to water the few plants that we have in the garden. Our well's supposed to go in soon, so hopefully we can use that to help water the garden. Time will tell. We really hope that that works. We also need to get a better rain collection system going because that will significantly help with the amount of water that needs to go into that garden. At the time of this video being posted, we have just over 300 subscribers on our channel. We'd absolutely love to hit that 1,000 subscriber milestone. So please share our channel with your friends and family so we can get more subscribers and share our journey and our experiences with the world. Right now I'm in our area where we plan on putting our chicken coop. Our tractor is at the dealership being repaired. I have no idea when we're getting it back. They told us that the part needed is on back order and there's no way of knowing when they'll have it in stock. So we might be without a tractor for a few months. We might be living on the property in our new home by the time we get the tractor back, and our chickens need a place to stay. So I'm going to do my very best by hand to level out this area so we can go ahead and get their foundation in and get their coop built. This is what I have to work with. Got a couple holes left over from where I pulled out some small trees, and the only tools I have to work with are a hoe, a rake, some water to keep me hydrated. Time to set down the camera and get to work. This should be good enough for now. Our coop is 6 feet this way and 5 feet this way. And we have about 8 feet by 6 feet right now, so we've got a little bit of room to work with. It's definitely not level, and that's okay, because we have some concrete footers that we're going to be using as our foundation. We have some paver base to make sure that they're nice and stable and don't move. And then we also are going to be putting them on 4x4 pillars, so we can adjust the height of those to make sure that the foundation itself is level. Getting that foundation level is definitely going to be the most challenging part of this entire build. Or at least, I hope that's the most challenging part. If anything else is more challenging than that, I'm going to be a little scared. We have the basic tools necessary to make sure that it's level, and even if it's off by just a little bit, it'll be fine because the birds are going to be roosting anyway, so if it's a little uneven, no big deal. One thing that'll be nice about having them on pillars, not only because it'll be easier to get it level, with the pillars, the foundation should be about 1 foot to 1.5 feet off the ground. That'll be really good for the chickens because they'll be able to go underneath for shade or get out of the way of predators, even though we're going to have aerial predator protection in place. Or just because they feel like it, because they're chickens and they do what they want. I'll go ahead and walk down and show you those concrete blocks and 4x4s that we're talking about. These are the concrete blocks I was talking about. We have 2 bags of this paver base. We should be able to get 2 of the concrete blocks under each bag. We'll make sure that they're nice and level. They have this hole right here where a 4x4 should fit perfectly in there. We have 2 4x4s right here. They're going to have to be cut to about 5 feet in length. They're 8 feet right now, so we'll have 3 feet left over, which we can then cut those 2 pieces in half and have 2 18-inch pillars to put on top of the concrete blocks. We have brackets that will fasten to the tops of these when they're in place, and then we'll be able to mount the remaining 5 feet onto those brackets. That way we have the 2 5-foot-long pillars on either side. We still need to get 4 2x4s that are about 6 feet in length, and what we'll do is put those in perpendicular to these 4x4s using deck joists. That'll give this shed plenty of foundation, especially because we're only going to have chickens in there. If we were going to be putting heavy equipment in there, I would want to reinforce it more than that, but I think that just for the weight of the shed and a few chickens, it should be plenty. Once the foundation's in place, we can go ahead and build the shed right on top of it, and that shouldn't take too long between the two of us. And what we're gonna do is cut a little hole right here on the side, and that'll be where the chickens go in and out. We have that automatic coop door so that it'll go up when the sun comes up and it'll go down as the sun sets. That way we don't have to worry about letting them in and out, and they'll always be safe at night. On this other side here, we'll go ahead and mount our nesting boxes that we picked up. We picked up some spray paint with primer in it to go ahead and get that sealed and looking nice. That way when we mount it to the shed, it'll look really spiffy. I'm telling you right now, I am looking forward to having a home with air conditioning on this property. It's only 73 degrees outside, but with the lack of clouds and the addition of manual labor, it's hot. Something that really stinks is being up here by myself without the tractor. There's not a whole lot for me to do. The garden really needed to be watered, so I didn't have much of a choice. I had to drive up here and get it done. It's about 2.5 hours for me to drive up here and back. It's now the end of May 2021, and the original plan was to have our home up here in September of 2020. Then it got delayed to December of 2020. Then it got delayed to April of 2021. And here we are, the end of May, and we're probably not going to be living on our home until the end of June or early July. I really hope we're in there by then. At the very latest, we need to be in the house by the end of July because the kids start school in August, and we really don't want to have to uproot them and move schools after a week. I guess worst case scenario, we can always set up a tent and live in there until the home's ready to move in. I guess I can go ahead and start moving some of those coop materials up to the coop area. I really wish I had the tractor to help me because those concrete blocks are not light and it's a bit of a walk to get to that area. Alright, I guess I've rested enough. I'm gonna go ahead and put the camera down and get to work. That wasn't too bad. I'm not gonna move the shed up here just yet because I really feel like that's a two-person job. First of all, the box with everything in it is actually too heavy for me and Ashley, so there's no way I'd be able to move it up here by myself. What we'll probably end up doing is when Ashley's up here with me is open up the box and take the pieces out one by one and move them up here. Again, our tractor could be at the repair shop for the next several months, so we're not going to rely on that. I didn't bring a tape measure with me, so these measurements aren't exact, but this is a pretty close approximation of what we're going to have. The concrete blocks will go on the four corners. Again, these posts are 8 feet long right now and we'll cut them down to 5 feet. The floor of the shed is actually going to be screwed in to these posts. So there'll be 4 screws this way, and we'll have 4 screws down here holding it onto the foundation. The 2x4s underneath are just going to be there for extra support. They might not even be necessary, we're doing it just to be safe. The nice thing about having a battery operated saw is that once we get the footers nice and level, we can put our 1.5 foot tall pieces of post on there, and then we can set the 5-foot posts on top and see if whether or not they're level, and we can take the saw and trim it if we need to, so that it's nice and level. So the back there might be closer to 1 foot, front up here might be closer to 1.5 feet. I don't know exactly, but either way, we're gonna make it work. Hopefully. Obviously we need to clean up a little bit more, but the plan is once we get the scoop installed, this side right here, closest to the camera, is where their entrance and exit will be. The opposite side is where their nesting box will be, and then that front side right there is where the 2 big doors will be so that we can get in and out to clean and check on them and everything. There'll still be plenty of room behind where we can get our fence up, and we're thinking that this whole open area right here is probably close to the 2/3 of an acre that we plan on fencing in. We haven't measured it yet, so we're not exactly sure. We might even be able to go a little further back that way. We plan on putting up our 10-foot T-posts about 20 feet apart. We have 35 of them. We only need 33 to create the 660-foot perimeter that we have fenced for. The entrance to the fenced-in area is going to be down there, so we'll measure from that point 20 feet intervals so that we can figure out where the posts will go. If we have room left over, that area up there will be really nice for them. Here's a slightly different perspective. My back is about where the edge of the fence will be. Again, we might be able to open up that area a little bit more for them. They're going to have all this big open area right here, if they even want it. Hopefully they'll actually till this area up, and we can fence off the areas with our portable electric fence and actually get some grass seed down and let it go so that they have something to eat. There's lots of vegetation in here. I'm not sure if they would actually want to eat any of it though. I'm hoping to have the tractor back relatively soon because this area needs to be cleaned up a little bit more because that's where we're going to put the entrance to the fence, and it's kind of a mess right now. We could put the entrance right here in this open space and then just walk over that. I mean, worst case scenario, that's what we'll do. One thing I know for sure, we have a lot of work cut out for us over the next couple months. If our home's constructed early enough, it'll only be a month. Without risking injury, let's see if our fence still has a charge. It does. Awesome. Great. I know from personal experience that that's plenty to hurt yourself. I really hope the bees are okay. I haven't seen any activity. I did remove the lid and one bee flew out. So I put the lid back on and then closed it up. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there is a bee flying around out here. Hopefully there are a few thousand more in there. Just staying safe, hanging out. We did put a feeder in there full of syrup for them to eat, so there's no reason for them to leave. Hopefully that's the reason they're all inside, is because they're sitting fat and happy. After the last batch of bees, I'm still a little bit nervous. Actually, I'm very nervous. Make sure you subscribe and keep up and see if the bees survive. Hey, while I'm here, let's check out these charred remains from our forest fire. If you didn't watch that video, it's definitely worth checking out. Got some good drone footage too. Here's one of the concrete footers for where our home is going to be placed. And look at all this erosion, just from a few rainfalls. Hey look, it's our backyard! We're hoping we can get a pretty nice sized deck out here. Maybe fill in some of this area right here, put a pool. Boy, would I really like to jump in a pool right now. Oh look, a water bottle left over from the construction guys. They left so much trash out here. So rude. There's some more trash they left? How professional. One of the things that's most annoying about the trash left from the construction guys is the fact that we have a trash can right here, maybe 100 feet away from where their trash is. Lazy, unprofessional, rude, unacceptable. Can you tell where our septic tank is? It's kind of ridiculous how much it eroded already. There's the pipe leading into the tank, filled with mud. Nice. Hope that doesn't interfere with our sewage. I really don't want to have backed up sewage as soon as I move into the new home. At least we know exactly where the septic tank is. No doubt about it. I'm not sure if the home's going to be delivered before I leave today. If not, hopefully the next time we come here in a few days, there'll be a home sitting here. Look at those deer tracks. Be pretty cool to be able to hunt off my back porch, fill up the freezer. I'm right by the creek and there are lots of tracks over here. Imagine the critters like to go in there and get a sip, or tracks. The last time I was out here by myself, I had a microphone malfunction. I recorded over 30 minutes worth of video and you couldn't hear any of it. I decided to spare you guys and just cut it out completely. A lot of it was me exploring the property and showing you some of the things that we plan on doing. I also got some really cool drone footage. It was a nice overcast day, so there weren't a whole lot of shadows, and I was able to take 44 pictures and stitch them all together into a picture of our property from the sky. The drone can only go up so high, so I couldn't take just one picture and call it a day. I'll go ahead and post a picture of it right now so you guys can take a peek at what our property looks like right now. I decided to make use of my time and pick up some lumber. I just got back to the property from Home Depot, and on the way I saw our home on trucks, and they were heading in the wrong direction. I'm pretty sure it was our home, it looked just like it, and it's very unlikely that somebody else in this general area got the exact same home delivered the same day we're expecting to get ours. So I'm going to go ahead and call and find out if they are lost and guide them over in this direction if they need the help. I just got off the phone with them and it wasn't our home. It's so funny that there is another home just a couple miles away being delivered on the day that we're supposed to get ours. So apparently the deal is they need to widen the road just a little bit in order to get the home through, which as I was driving out of the property a few minutes ago, I was thinking to myself, I don't know if the road's wide enough for the home to fit through because it's 16 feet wide and the road is barely that, if that. So I guess they're gonna come out and try to widen things out a little bit. Hopefully the neighbors don't mind us kind of encroaching on their property to widen things out, but hey, you know what? I need my home and I kind of don't care. That may seem a little selfish. Honestly, if somebody else needed to encroach on our property by about 10 feet so they could get their home through, I wouldn't mind it all either. I've got some lumber in the car, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that out. I got 2 more 4x4 posts that will be used for our gate, and then I got our 6 feet long 2x4s for the foundation of our coop. So I'll go ahead and move those up to that area with the other stuff. All right, there's all the lumber we need for our gate. And there are the 2x4s that will go underneath. This gets a pretty close approximation of the dimensions of our chicken coop. All right, I think I've done as much as I can possibly do today. I'd love to stay here and see if they do anything with our home, and I'd have to leave in about an hour anyway to go get kids from school, and I seriously doubt they're going to be out here by then. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. We want you to know how much we truly appreciate every single subscriber, every thumbs up, and every comment we get in our videos. It means so much to us, and we really hope to be able to grow this channel even more to share our story with the world. Feel free to share our channel or one of your favorite Rig 'N Farm videos with friends and family. We'd appreciate it so much. We'll see you next time.